Have you ever pondered, what if a US president could serve more than 2 terms? It's a fascinating query, isn't it? Welcome to our exploration of the 22nd Amendment and its intriguing exceptions. The 22nd Amendment, ratified in 1951, states that no person can be elected to the office of the president more than twice. However, like all rules, there are exceptions. This is the Fashionable Citizen Network. First, we delve into the earliest exception, which is the case of a vice president who ascends to the presidency. If a vice president assumes the presidency due to the death, resignation, or removal of the president and serves 2 years or less of the former president's term, they are still eligible to run for 2 full terms of their own. This exception was established by the plain language of the 22nd Amendment itself. Moving forward, we encounter the second exception, though it's more of a theoretical one. It's the concept of a former president serving again, not through election, but through succession. If a former 2-term president is serving in a role within the presidential line of succession, such as vice president or Speaker of the House, they could technically become president again if the sitting president leaves office. However, this has never happened in US history, and it's a topic of ongoing debate among constitutional scholars. Now, let's turn to the penalties for violating these exceptions. In truth, the 22nd Amendment doesn't explicitly state any penalties. If a president were to somehow serve more than 2 terms, it would likely result in a constitutional crisis, with the Supreme Court potentially stepping in to resolve the matter. In summary, the 22nd Amendment places a clear 2-term limit on the presidency, but there are exceptions. A vice president who ascends to the presidency can still run for 2 full terms of their own if they served 2 years or less of the former president's term. Additionally, there's the theoretical possibility of a former president returning to office through the line of succession. The penalties for violating these exceptions are not explicitly stated, but such a scenario would likely result in a constitutional crisis. It's fascinating, isn't it? The 22nd Amendment, like the rest of the US Constitution, is a living document, subject to interpretation and adaptation as our understanding of governance and democracy evolves. So the next time you find yourself pondering the intricacies of the American presidency, remember the 22nd Amendment and its intriguing exceptions. Until next time, keep questioning and keep learning.